Hey, ¿qué pasa, Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Like always, before we begin, I want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank my anchor sponsors, Camilo, Jake, Edward, Velasquez, John Cabrera, Eddie Lopez from Roots Creative. I also want to thank my friends at Dents on Border. If you have any dents or small scratches on your car, make sure you contact Dents on Border. You can find them on Facebook. I'll leave their link on the description. I also want to thank Sergio's Tacos and Hotdogs, serving the Imperial, San Diego, and Yuma counties with over 8 years of experience of Mexicali-style hot dogs and taquizas. Contact Sergio at 760-562-0057 or look for Sergio's Tacos and Hotdogs on Facebook. And finally, I want to thank David Gastelum. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the Imperial or San Diego counties, make sure you contact David. He's not only a realtor, but an investor with over 20 years of experience, and he'll teach you in one of the most important experiences of your life. Make sure you contact David. His phone number is 760-235-9576. You can also find him on Facebook. Just make sure to look for David Gastelum. All right, guys. Well, today's guest, I've been following this organization for a while on Instagram, and as many of you know that April 2nd was World Autism Awareness Day, and April is Autism Awareness Month. I really wanted to get someone from this organization on the podcast so we can talk about some of the things that they're doing for the autism community. Children, adults, parents that have kids with autism, and tell us about the organization and the things they do for the people in our community. I wanted to talk to. Today my guest is the president of Autism Support of Imperial County. My guest today is James Gonzalez. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get into Autism Support of Imperial County, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Born and raised here in Imperial County. Have a family business here in Imperial County in El Centro. And really how I became involved with autism and autism support is through my son, who was diagnosed with autism back when he was 5. He's now 16. I was part of the organization as a member before he got his diagnosis. That's how I was able to, him and his mother were able to find out that what his diagnosis was and how to go about correcting what his previous diagnosis was.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that, autism has become something that a lot of us, including myself, we have close contact with. A lot of our family members are being diagnosed with autism, and before you didn't really hear it much. And I guess it's because of development and science or medical field that people are being able to get diagnosed, because even people that are older now get diagnosed because like you said, your son was diagnosed with something else, but they later found out it was autism. And I feel that back in the days, like people my age or people your age would get diagnosed with something else, and nowadays if they go get tested, they might come out that it was autism and not what they were originally diagnosed with. and yeah, like I said, a lot of us are have a family member. I have two family members that in the spectrum, and a lot of the times we don't hear about the services that are offered here in the Valley. And like I said, I found you guys on Instagram. That's how I found out about you guys. How old is this organization?
This organization was started in the early 90s. We can trace some things back to like 1994, but we believe that the organization initially had started before then, with a group of parents and grandparents that kind of got together and realized that there was information they were acquiring, and they wanted to share that information with other parents, because they saw the lack of availability of information. And so that's kind of how it all came about, as an organization and an official organization.
Oh, okay, I see. What are some of the things that some of the services you guys offer to the community?
As far as services, we're actually a parent support group. So
Okay.
what we do is we actually help parents acquire services for their children, and even for adults to see if there's any services that they can acquire. That's how we get everything out there, just by providing information to parents. That's the service we provide.
Oh, okay. But you mentioned adults because you know there's a lot of adults that are high functioning adults that are in the spectrum, but they
Mhm.
might need a little bit of help with information. So you guys also reach out to adults that are in a community that are, like I said, high functioning adults that are able to live on their own, and maybe even have a family. Do you guys have that type of connection to with the community? Or
Yeah, we try to help out as many individuals as we can, even if they're independent individuals. Provide them with information, guidance, direction. If it's even just in the need of having to find a job, work. We have basically a network of providers that we can go to help guide somebody with autism in the right direction, or a family that has a child with autism, and in multiple directions. It goes from from low functioning to high functioning, depending on where they're at, to young, to adults. Throughout the spectrum doesn't end, or autism doesn't end just because the child becomes an adult. It's something that it's something that they go through their whole life.
yeah. And it's something that well, the people in my family that have autism, they're young right now, but yeah, we're always thinking about the future, like what's their life gonna be, what our life is gonna be, trying to support them, through life. You mentioned that this started with parents and grandparents trying to gather information and spread that information to other parents. How important do you think it is for other parents with children with autism to have a community, like for them to at least talk to each other?
It is very important. Just like that, like every parents, they tend to make friends in inner circles with their children's friends. You'll see it coming at when you're raising a child, you have a birthday party. Those parents of that child that is your child's friend come and get invited. You become friends. The same thing happens within our networks. Our families tend to have friends in common, and they become closer friends, and even share, to say, tricks of the trade is regarded as, oh, my son or daughter was doing this, oh, we'll try that. And that's kind of why it's it's, we use support as the main thing. It's a parent support group. Every parent helps out every parent. Something comes up and another parent's able to provide them information through experience.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like I said before, autism is, the there's all kinds of different levels of the spectrum where somebody would.
Yeah, it's a spectrum for plain. Yeah.
So there's really no, how can I say, like the shoe doesn't fit all. There's different and I guess life experience is the best kind of way to get through this, and when you have other parents who are dealing with the same thing, with their kids, that can help you kind of trial and error kind of thing with if they already tried it and it didn't work, and they were you can try it with, you know, at home with your child as well.
Yeah, and every child doesn't react the same way for every kind of treatment or method or what have you. There's a saying in the autism community is, if you met somebody with autism, you've met somebody with autism. Really, the meaning behind that is every individual with autism is so unique, and you can use some cookie cutter ideas as a basis, but you can't. It doesn't necessarily apply to every single person. Oh, we did this; it worked great, and you do it with another child and it doesn't work at all, or another adult and it doesn't work at all. There's very different methodologies that you have to go through, different approaches. But the fact that, you know, one idea doesn't necessarily work with one individual, another parent that went about it a different way, and it worked for their child. Now this different way also works for this other individual, this other child.
Yeah. Where like people that want to be part of this group, or parents that want to be part of this group, how can they go about? How do they sign up, or where do they go? Or
well, the great thing about our membership is it's very fluid. We don't ask you to pay any membership dues. We don't. You don't have to be actually subscribed as a member to be a member of our organization. One of the great things is you can go to our website, which we've made it really easy to get to. It's our initials, ASIC.LOVE, love, ASIC.love is how we pronounce it, which again stands for Autism Support of Imperial County, and love means love. We all love, you know, our children, our family members, our loved ones. And so as you can see there's, if you're going to the website now, you can see that automatically it pops up where you can send us a message. You can subscribe to our mailing list, which is the best way. If you subscribe to our mailing list, that will come from my email, which is president@autismofimperial.com. And so whatever we send out will go there, which is also duplicated on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So whatever I send out on email, I also post on our Facebook and Instagram pages. You can find us on Facebook at under Autism of Imperial County. On Instagram, yeah, that's, what is it?
Autism.
The @ symbol, autism. Autism Imperial org, I believe.
Yeah, it's at Autism of Imperial org, and I'll leave you know, on the description of the podcast.
Yeah,
I'll
down below.
Yeah.
You'll see down below, somewhere down there, there'll be a description.
Yeah,
that's what I see when everybody says it right down right down there.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, and on the bottom of the description of the show, I'll leave, you know, links to your Instagram, your Facebook, your website. Yeah, like I said, I found out about you guys through Instagram. That's what I've been getting a lot of my guests. And yeah, like I see a lot of your posts, and you post a lot of information or events that are going on in the community about, you know, in regards to for parents and stuff like that, for, you know, that have children with autism.
Yeah, and we noticed that a lot of people were using Instagram. We had an Instagram page, but once on the Facebook business app, once we were able to actually link it to the Instagram page, that's what made it so much easier. I'm doing one post. As long as the post has a photo, it'll post both on Facebook and Instagram. And typically I try to add a photo to every single post, so that way it goes to both locations, or both pages. And that's you know, that's helped us out so much, because you have some people that are on Facebook and some people that are on Instagram. I'm actually kind of like I barely dabble in Facebook, and I rarely go into Instagram myself. That's why I don't even know the I know it's at Autism Imperial org, I believe is how it is. That's why I didn't really know how it is on there.
So and I mean, you're the president, and what's do you want to shout out the rest of your staff that help you out with the events and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we wouldn't call us staff. We're all volunteers. Nobody. This is a nonprofit organization. Everybody's a volunteer. Nobody gets paid for any role that we do with the organization. We all do it out of the kindness of our heart, and that's something that we all do. So we have myself, James Gonzalez, as president. Our vice president is Roseanne Silver. Our treasurer is Luis Chapa. His wife is secretary, which is Rosalia Chapa, and Gloria Brambila is our membership. We also have coordinators. Our events coordinator is Luz Hanel. All our little family events, that's what she organizes. Our Easter event, we had 3 full buckets of Easter eggs, and she did those all by herself. And our IT guy, which is he's our coordinator of a whole bunch of things. He goes under sponsorship. That's Demo Hernandez. So anything we do technology wise is because he found it and it's his idea, and he keeps us looking tech savvy. And then we've got our last is our golf tournament coordinator, which is Ray Madden. He basically does our fundraising. I mean, we have a couple fundraisers, but they all come through him. And if it wasn't for him, with the fundraisers he does, Autism Support of Imperial County really wouldn't exist. So he does a tremendous amount of work for us on that aspect.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the
which allows us to do this for everybody at no cost?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Can you tell us a little bit of the fundraisers you guys have?
Well, our main fundraiser, which is the one that's coming up here on Shameless Pug, right? We're supposed to say that, Shameless Pug. May 16th. So May 16th is our golf tournament. That is our biggest fundraiser. We're in need of whole sponsors, everybody. So if you could be a whole sponsor, $250, get you a whole sponsor. But if you can't quite do that, we'll take any amount of donation that you're willing to give. And that's really a shameless plug right there, right?
No, go ahead. Plug away.
We before the pandemic, we had a great fundraiser where we were able to obtain Disneyland tickets. So we gave away 5 sets of 4 tickets for Disneyland on a raffle, and that was a great fundraiser for us. Also, Ray also was able to get that coordinated for us. And then littler fundraisers here and there, either restaurant fundraisers, even individual fundraisers. We have an individual come in and give us a out of the blue, out of the kindness of his heart. Trevor Bauer just did a fundraiser with, I can't recall the lady he had done it with also. They teamed up and they raised $1,000 for us, and we greatly appreciate it. The El Centro Fire Department Association has done a fundraiser for us. El Centro PD has done a fundraiser for us, their association. And those are our fundraisers. Those are some of our fundraising events, but those aren't the just of our events. We have so many more.
Yeah, and people can, if they want to donate money to the organization, you can go to the website and do it that way as well. It's not only through like you said, the fundraisers you guys do, but they can become sponsors on your website as well, right?
Yeah, they can go through the website. Even on Facebook, there's a donation tab on the Facebook page. I don't think Instagram has a donation tab option, so you'd have to go in through the Facebook page in order to make a donation. The donation on our website is actually through PayPal, and obviously the donation through Facebook is through Facebook. So and so that those, yeah, if you can't get in to the office then or in person, then those are ways you can donate to the organization.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, none of you guys are paid. All the fundraising money you guys get goes towards I imagine activities or any kind of treats you guys give to the children. Am I right?
Yeah, so we have our first and foremost is we try organizing educational events. So on occasion we have to pay a guest speaker to come out and in essence educate our members, provide them information and so forth. So that's what we look at first to make sure that we've got a guest speaker and what's their cost. Sometimes we have a guest speaker that doesn't necessarily have a cost, but they're coming from out of town. And this is pre-pandemic. They're coming from out of town, so we have to pay their mileage and a hotel and a meal and so forth as a minimum. And sometimes those are courtesy. A lot of people come down just for out of their heart. Mm-hmm. Then there's our family events, and we tend to have and we're hoping that we can have a good number of summer events this summer, as we always do. The Ricochet had just closed. We had used the Ricochet for basically a nice little fun party event. They allowed us to go over there for a couple hours, and we'd buy pizza, and the kids could jump around if they wanted to or don't want to. It's each individual may or may not want to. We had 2 summer pool parties, one in Imperial, one in El Centro. One Imperial, one in Holtville. Thanks to the second one, Holtville, was thanks to Holtville Fire Department. They actually sponsored the whole cost of that location. All we had to do was supply the families and the pizza. So thank you, Holtville Fire Department, or Imperial County Fire Department, Holtville. We've had movie events where we've pretty much rented 2 theater rooms at the movies in Imperial for different family movies and other events throughout the summer. Swim classes, which we're hoping we'll be able to bring back here soon and throughout the summer. And I know I'm missing one event. We had a bowling alley outing where the El Centro Fire Department came out, and all the kids loved that. Traditional kids and autistic kids, they love seeing our law enforcement and fire department come out and help. That's so much fun, especially when they turn the lights and sirens on. For some of our autistic children, not all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I know how that goes. I have people in my family that some of them don't like the loud noises.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, my son doesn't necessarily like the loud noises, but if you let him turn on the siren, then he doesn't necessarily have as much of a problem with it than if you turn on the siren.
Yeah. I saw that, some of the things that you do, you have, meetings with parents. What are those like when you guys have a monthly meeting? Is it a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting?
It traditionally, before the pandemic, we had a monthly meeting. Those were all educational. It would either be local educational, providing, asking individual vendors for different types of services to come in and talk about the services they provide to the community. We've had San Diego Regional Center come out and speak. So it's all information to educate the parents in any different kind of a aspect of either from services, therapies, treatments, even if there's, tests that they're, trying to pull and so forth. So it's one of those things that's what the monthly meetings are for. And on occasion, we'll just have a meeting, a monthly meeting with no guests, where all the parents just kind of talk to each other, open it up, and see what they'd like to discuss and like to see from us, and just powwow basically.
Yeah, which a lot of times is I mean, not to say that the guest speakers you have aren't helpful, but just parents talking amongst each other is sometimes it's a little bit more helpful in certain moments, right? You need to kind of debrief and talk to other parents that are going through the same thing. I mean, because even as parenting, just parenting is hard, and then having somebody in the spectrum is, a little bit less conventional than parenting a kid that's not in the spectrum.
Yeah, you have to say it. It's just like sometimes it takes a little bit more patience, a little bit of a different direction depending on how your challenges are with your child as a parent. But you grow together, just like with traditional children. You grow together. Their personalities still shine. Each they all have personalities just like anybody else. And it's at the end of the day, you're still going to get those hugs and you're still going to get those kisses, just like from a traditional child. Now, if you might not always get those loving looks, but because that's one thing that people with autism tend to shy away from. But if you get those in hugs and kisses, then that makes up for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
So we, throughout our conversation, you keep saying, before the pandemic. I think from now on it's gonna be, BP, before pandemic. Yeah. So what are
it's pre-pandemic PP. Yeah,
PP and BP.
I some of my heart's in Calexico. So you said that so quickly. I heard BP versus PP.
Yeah.
So pre-pandemic and I mean, we did things on a monthly basis, even multiple things on a monthly basis. We were in essence shut down as far as meetings and events live were concerned, and even our schedule, because we were on a schedule. Our meetings were the second Tuesday of every month, and we were fine on that. Boom, boom, boom. And with the pandemic, it threw everything for a loop. People weren't available the second Tuesday of every month to discuss things. We had to organize, adjust, and rethink how we would do and have meetings. Zoom, as everybody went on Zoom, we were actually, discussing Zoom before Zoom was the thing. We were already starting to use Zoom for a couple of different things, and all of a sudden it's just like now everybody's using Zoom. Yeah. And so we had already dabbled in it. That was the great thing. We had already dabbled in Zoom enough to kind of know what was going on with Zoom. And again, that's all thanks to our tech parent, Demo. He keeps us on the loop on anything tech wise. And so then we just have a meeting here, have a meeting there. different information. A lot of our meetings were pandemic related. What services are available. We had San Diego Regional Center come in and discuss services several times, which is the agency under California that helps derive what services a person with autism needs. The regional centers themselves, San Diego Regional Center serves the Imperial County, as well as San Diego County and parts of Inland Empire. I got to give a shout out to Mark Klaus over at HGH. He's helped us out a lot during the pandemic, giving us information, keeping us in the loop, telling us what to disseminate, what not to disseminate. Mary Ellen Stives over at State Council of Developmental Disabilities, and a whole other group of people. That those are the three main organizations that have helped us to make sure that families are informed as to what's going on in the community.
Mm-hmm. And so I mean, even during the pandemic, you guys, I know I was looking at your Instagram page, and there were times when you were giving out PPP and doing like little drive-bys for the kids, and trying to keep them motivated, because I mean, like for everybody, just being at home, it was hard. I can imagine for for kids on the spectrum, like it was even harder. Sometimes, like I feel like with my nephews, I know that sometimes it was hard for them to understand like why we couldn't leave, or why we couldn't get together, and
why we can't do my favorite thing anymore. My son's 16, but he still loved the Disney store, and so the other day he was able to go to the mall, and the first thing he wants to bolt to is the Disney store, and it's gone. A casualty of the pandemic. It's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't happy. So that's one of the things that, just those little things. But also, parents had to be conscious of how the pandemic could affect their own child with autism, because sometimes when you have autism, it's not just autism itself. Sometimes it comes accompanied with something else. Most of the times its favorite companion is diabetes. When children get to an older age, and if they already have poor eating habits, because they autistic people have eating habits. They like to be formatted in what they eat, and that's they like to stick to a certain diet. But sometimes those diets aren't what's best for any individual.
Yeah.
And so we do get a higher amount of diabetes within people with autism. And so one of the things that, families were trying to do is at least get out and get some physical exercise, even if it's walking around the block, what have you, with their son or daughter. With the pandemic, you didn't want to go anywhere. It's let's stay inside and do nothing. And then once, a child with autism saw that was no longer there, and they get used to their schedule of staying indoors, then it's just like, well, we got to go back outside. And it's just like, no, I'm happy here. Thank you. And then that's a whole other thing, reprogramming them to get used to being active again.
Yeah.
And going back to our events, that's what we try to do. We used to have gym at Joe's Powerhouse. So we call it a summer camp, but it was really even young kids. They had a blow up obstacle course. that the smaller kids would run through, and they had a blast doing that. And then for the junior high and high school kids, they would actually, with a handful of kids, we were allowed to use gym facilities, at a discounted price. So that was great to get these individuals exercising young, so that way it just stays as part of their regimen as they get older.
Excuse me. Have you guys had any or is there anything out or anybody that's studying how to expand their palates, because like I know with my nephews it's really, it's pizza, it's hot dogs, it's all those really delicious meals, but like it's only a couple things that they'll eat. And is there anybody out there that's trying to figure out a way to work a little bit a healthier diet?
Yeah, there's always been there's a dietitian for that, as far as specialties in their field. We haven't had one come out to speak in a while, but yeah, it's the thing is at the end of the day is you've got to try to find a way to expand your child's diet. There are going to be times when this is it and that's the way it is. But I've been fortunate, and we've been fortunate with my son, is he's always liked fruits and vegetables. So it's never been something that he's been closed to. So he eats strawberries. His favorites right now is grapes, cantaloupe he'll eat, and he'll eat cucumber, celery. His favorite is onions.
Oh.
So so onions, that's his go-to. If you have raw onions there, and you have them left out and they disappear, you're probably not going to want to hug the guy for a while. For him, and a whole bunch of other items, as far as the fruits and vegetables are concerned. And then for him, it's keeping them on lean beef. If we get carne asada, it's not the desmeal, it's that achera, which is leaner, has less fat, grill cooked, not pan cooked. And he enjoys dipping it in avocado, lemon pepper chicken, garlic chicken, and barbecue chicken for some small part.
So you're kind of lucky in that sense, where he'll eat, if you give him like something like chicken or vegetables, he'll pretty much eat that.
Yeah, he'll pretty much eat that.
Mm.
Of course, just like any other kid, he loves pizza, but that's a treat. That's not something that he gets regularly. He loves bacon, but it's one of those things that obviously you can't give them bacon every day.
Mm-hmm.
So his alternative was, we introduced turkey bacon, and so he loves that. He eats turkey bacon. How do you put it? If you've ever had turkey bacon, it's not quite bacon, but if you want to have bacon every day, have turkey bacon, and treat yourself to regular bacon on that 1 day a week, as any person. But it obviously, if you're a bacon lover, it's not the same.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it. Turkey bacon.
It's actually good. It's something you should try. You're definitely going to miss regular bacon, but like I said, with turkey bacon, it's something you can add every day. It's really lean. You don't have to add when you cook it. You don't have to add any oil or anything. it stays pretty dry as far as greaseless is concerned. And you can cook it to however you like cooking your bacon, you know. Something popped on your end.
Yeah, I think one of my pops I have a couple of so they fell.
Yeah. It was. You're not having an earthquake over there, are you?
No.
All the way.
So what are something that you guys are, you as an organization looking forward now that, people are getting their vaccines, people are able to kind of see each other in person? What is something that you guys are looking forward to?
Well, obviously getting back to a lot of our events, but today was announced that, I don't know if you heard it from the Imperial County Health Department. Now it's open to anybody 16 and older.
Yeah. As
far as the vaccinations are concerned, which is good and it's good for everybody, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things is, once we can get back to whatever the new normal is going to be, opening up our events. The summer's coming up. I mean, we can already feel the summer. Mm-hmm. Normally we'd see the snowbirds bolting out of Imperial County by this time, and I went that way because north is that way. It's one of those things that the summer heat has kind of arrived, and it only gets hotter from here. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we had going was with the City of El Centro Recs Department, we did, swimming classes. So they had that at IVC before the aquatic center was open. And that's something we're looking forward to. We were already organizing last year's, swimming classes at the aquatic center, because I try organizing all those things months in advance. And boom, the pandemic hit. There I go again, right? The pandemic hit. And so that was something that obviously got shut down. That's something we're hoping that'll be opened again, at least at a smaller scale, mm-hmm. or maybe something that is just as big but spread out over more time. So if that's something that is possible, then definitely. We see that technically the movies can open up, but we don't know. We've always liked using the movies in Imperial because that's the place that was used before I became a board member, and they've always worked well with us. Michelle over there has been great, and we try to keep it uniform, just like our autistic family members like everything in line. We just kept it in line, kept it at the same place, so that way, if somebody wouldn't mistake going somewhere else because we're not there anymore. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping that Michelle in the movies opens back up, because like I said, that's where we'd have our movie events at. But we see that Cinemark is open, but if you do a group event, it's to 20 people. Our movie outings have been known to have 250 people registered. That's why I say 2 theaters. Just imagine trying to get popcorn and soda. The great thing is again, the movies and Michelle they were great with us. They wouldn't start the movie until everybody sat down. They wouldn't turn off the lights completely. They would keep the volume. They wouldn't turn the volume to full. They would keep it lower because of some children having, issues with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel that going to the movies as a group makes the parents feel a little bit more comfortable in the sense that everybody there knows that you're gonna hear kids talking, somebody might get up because it's a little bit too loud or too dark. So, and they're all are gonna be okay with it because they know what it is it's to them, it's not an inconvenience. It's just part of their life.
Yeah, in essence, it's just it's just like a party. You're gonna hear things. You're gonna see kids running around. You're gonna see parents running around. But yeah, it's everybody's in the same situation, so nobody's judging anybody. And we had one child that was 1 year was just running through all the seats, just going through, and everybody just sat there and watched the movie. And at the beginning, his mom was having more of a heart attack, and we just said, "Don't worry, everybody's keeping an eye on your son. Go sit down with the rest of your family, and enjoy the movie. He's in a position where you can see them, and we have other family members that are keeping track of him. So if something happens, everybody's taking care of him."
Yeah.
And we've had those situations before. The other situations we like to see are individuals that are younger children that have never gone to the movies, and it's so stressful for them. And we see them where they come, and the first time it's they come and they get popcorn and soda, and then they leave. And then the next time they come, they get popcorn, they get soda, and they're ready to enter the hallway, and then they leave. The next time they're in the hallway, and then they leave. The next time they're at the doorway of the actual movie theater itself, and then they leave, for a couple minutes, and so forth. And they get that slow step until years they're sitting through a movie, and they're enjoying a movie, and finally the family can have a family movie event, whether it be just at our event or eventually, hopefully, being able to go as a family to any movie. On their own. That's what we hope for. With other kids. It's just going back to parents being able to relax, understand that every parent's in the same position, and they can enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I think that in itself is like a huge relief. Going to a movie and knowing that if your son, daughter is going up, like you said, all the seats, that the parents there they know what's going on, and I mean, you might not know each and every parent, but that you guys are in the same situation, and you guys know that nobody's gonna mind, and if something happens, they'll more than likely help out, and if he falls, pick him up or whatnot. But it's a huge relief to feel comfortable and maybe enjoy the movie for a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's really a family effort. It really is with our movie events. The whole group, gets involved. And if, like with that one child that I mentioned that was running around, everybody got involved. Nobody had to get up. It was just wherever he was running. We could keep an eye on him, still enjoy the movie, and still allow that family to enjoy the movie. And that's what's great about our events, and it's about coming out and being able to do things as a family.
Yeah. If there's any parent listening that has a child in the spectrum, and they're kind of like shy or not ready to join your community, there's something that you would like to tell them, like kind of to encourage them to become part of your community?
Yeah, just reach out to us. You can find us, like I said, on the website, which we mentioned earlier, and I think you're going to put it down there, right?
Yeah.
So there's the website, there's our Facebook and Instagram pages. We have a phone number and text line, which I'll give you that right now, is 760-332-8686, which if you go to the website, it'll show it there. If you go to a website on your phone or your iPad or your other tablet device, it'll even prompt you that you can push it and make the call from there. Bear in mind that on occasion, we're not able to answer that line. It's not that we don't want to take the call. It's just that, we're occupied and we're not able to answer it at that time because, right now, a lot of distance learning with ourselves and our children, and it makes it difficult on occasion to answer that line. But you can always send a text message through that line.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Is any closing thoughts that you would like to share with people listening today?
Just really, we're hopefully getting close to the end of this pandemic as a part. I can't say it's completely, we're still months away, I think, but things are opening up, things are getting better. Events will start coming back. We're looking to bring back our monthly meetings on a more typical basis. We're here to help you, to educate you, to lead you in the direction, so that way, as a parent, you can be your child's best advocate. That's what we try to do here, is help you, as a parent, help your child. If it's some of those little things that sometimes helps, and we're trying our best to get all this information out to you. As far as our family events, we hope to get them going soon. We hope that our community, gets involved. If you saw on our Instagram and Facebook pages, Imperial PD helped us out with our Easter event, which was fantastic. It was a great turnout. The Easter Bunny was great. The kids loved him. We hope to have many great events like that here soon as things start to open up. So it's just keep an eye out. Come and sign up for the mail list. Come and sign up for like our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. And if you have questions, there's many ways to reach us. Again, the phone number, my email address, the messenger on Facebook, messages, instant message on Instagram. There's so many ways to get a hold of us, and we're here for you. We want to help guide you in a direction that gets you what you need for the services that you're looking for. That's our goal at the end of the day, is to help you be a better parent for your child with the best information that is out there.
Well, thank you for all that information. Like I said, I'll share all your social media, your website, and I really hope people that are parents that are, not too sure if they want to join, I hope that they do, because there's a lot of good information, a lot of great events for their kids, and for the parents to get to know each other and talk to each other and do all those good things for, like you said, to make them better parents to their kids in need. And yeah, I really appreciate you taking this time and dealing with the little technical glitches that we've had, but
we all have technical difficulties and glitches and stuff like that. Trust me, every meeting I'm going through something, and you'll see me on the phone texting Tamo, hey, I got this, hey, I got that, and trying to give me guidance while I'm trying to go through that.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, let me mention one more thing. We have our Autism Awareness High School baseball game that is being hosted by Imperial this year, with visiting Hopeville Vikings coming into Imperial. That'll be on April 27th. The game's at 6 p.m. It will be broadcasted live on our Facebook and on our YouTube page. So that's another thing. We have to put the YouTube channel right there, so you can find us under Autism of Imperial.
Oh, okay.
Down there on our YouTube channel, which has a lot of great little videos that if new parents like to watch or catch up on some things, there are some of our videos there from past meetings.
Okay.
But yeah, that's going to be broadcasted live. It's the fourth annual Autism Awareness Game.
Is Stephen
Helpwicker fourth annual Autism Awareness Game.
Mm-hmm.
Its name, Stephen Helpwicker, is actually a student at Hopeville. And it was named after him because the hats that the players use, this is just a general cap, but if you can see it there, I don't think I have enough shine to see it.
Yeah.
This is a general cap. The teams will have team specific colors. So Imperial's cap will be red, Hopeville's cap will be green, and the initial cap was an aqua blue that was actually developed by Stephen's brother as a fundraiser for Autism Support of Imperial County. The funny thing was Stephen's brother was on the varsity baseball team with Hopeville at the time. And I was helping Coach Redden over at Southwest. And so it was just natural. We had a game coming up, said, hey, is your coach down to wear one cap? Talked to Coach Redden. He was down to wear the same cap. Both teams wore the same cap. That game, the umpires wore the same cap. The cap had our logo on it, and that all came together, and it was great. We've had it every year, rotating around to different high schools. This will be the second time that Hopeville participates, and this will be the first year that Imperial participates, and they're hosting. So the first game was hosted by Hopeville with visiting Southwest. So this is the second year they're doing it.
Oh, okay.
It's all for awareness. It's at no cost, but if anybody out there, is interested in buying either, a team specific hat, one of these caps, or even the umpire caps. Umpires are going to have a neutral colored cap, because obviously we can't have umpires wearing red caps or wearing green caps. That wouldn't be too neutral for the umpires. We'd get a whole bunch of trouble with that. Yeah. So, well, that'll be a lot of fun.
So you'll post information as to if people want to purchase the caps.
Yeah, we're developing that now. The caps are the first batch of caps are being made. Those are for the players. But if anybody would like to order a cap, we're working to get that posted and made available. But if you're interested and you want to reach out to us in any of those outlets, you can reach out to us, and you can either purchase, we're going to sell the caps for $15. You can purchase a team specific cap. You can purchase, these caps have a limited availability. You can purchase the
neutral
umpires caps, or you can purchase all 4 caps. We don't mind. So
yeah, that'll be the best thing you could do.
That'll be the best thing. Plus, we do have some other gear here, but those are the funnest. Again, we got our golf tournament. That's on May 16th, and that one will also, we have caps for that one too. So if you're interested in those caps, let us know. All the teams have been filled as far as players are concerned. We're still looking for whole sponsors, like I mentioned before. But if you're looking for a cap, those will be in blue and gray with the golf tournament logo on it, and they'll also be in pink and gray with a golf tournament logo on it. So if you're looking for a cap for your ladies, then there's the pink cap. Or if you're brave enough to wear a pink cap yourself, I know there's a lot of brave individuals out there. Go ahead. I'm actually gonna grab both caps. So
maybe we should give one to Lolo. Should give a pink one to Lolo.
Yeah. I'll give the pink one to Lolo. So if you guys don't know, Lolo's my brother, and Jose knows Lolo through work.
Yeah, for those of you, Lolo is a lot of people know Lolo, but they know him as Mr. Gonzalez, the PE teacher at De Anza. I know a lot.
Oh, he's gonna love that you're putting this out.
I think a lot of people by now know him as his nickname. But for those of you that don't know who Lolo is, it's Mr. Gonzalez, the PE teacher. And turns out that we actually met before, but I really have a really bad memory, especially with fate. Like I'll meet people and then I'll meet them later on at an event. They're like, oh, remember we talked? I'm like, really? I have a really bad memory unless we like see each other often. But now for sure I won't forget who you are.
All right, sounds good. You can always go back to your videos.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, James,
I think it says my name there on your podcast, right?
Yeah. It's gonna show up there. Well, James, I want to thank you so much. I think we're at an hour now. Between the glitches and stuff, I think we're already at an hour. I want to thank you again for taking this time, and I want to invite everybody, invite everybody who might be interested in being part of the community. Check out the website, their Instagram, and Facebook, and for people who might be wanting to support and donate, there's a lot of ways you can donate. You can donate monetarily, or you can buy some of the equipment that they'll be selling for all these events. I'll share all those links on the show notes, and then whenever the caps are out, I'm sure you'll post them on Instagram, and I'll reshare those on my Instagram. Stay tuned for the 4th annual Stephen Hilfiker Autism Awareness Baseball Game, which is Tuesday, April 27 at McCarthy Field in Imperial. And thank you again.
One thing that I'd like to mention is one thing that we do hand out at no cost is our stickers for cars and homes. So this is one of our stickers. You can put it on your car. You probably have already seen some on some of the cars. Those are at no cost. We give those out to anybody who would like one and would want to put them preferably on your car, so that way other people will see and know that somebody's around, and an organization is around that really wants to help.
Yeah. All right, James. Well, thank you so much. Thank you once again. We'll be in touch. Don't hang up yet, but I want to thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for inviting us.
I want to thank you guys for listening, watching. I want to remind you to stay safe. This is still not over. Wear your face mask. Wash your hands. Social distance, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.